Right then, this is a walk around video, and this is for a Vauxhall Zafira 1.6 Excite petrol. Finished in black, looks really nice on the car. Very low mileage one actually, just on 43,000 miles. See here, 61 plate car. It's in very, very, very nice condition. Been really nicely maintained. I think from memory it's like 8 or 9 services done on the car. But clearly been looked after. The lights and lenses are completely clear and intact, as you can see. Bonnet, extremely clean, can't see any obvious stone chips on there at all. Near side of the car, down the flanks, again really clean and crisp, no obvious indentations there at all. Near side front alloy, generally good, a little bit of light marking on a few of the spokes, but for a near side front alloy, which is the one that takes all of the bashing generally, it's actually really good. And again, main panel's really good, just the very light sort of brush mark here and there. Near side rear alloy, lovely condition. Coming around the back, all clean and tidy. Off side of the vehicle, as with the near side, really smooth and panels, can't see any indentations there at all. Offside rear alloy, again completely unmarked. The remaining panel work, it's really, really clean and crisp, this car, it really is. And then final alloy, again, very good, with just the odd minor marks on a couple of the spokes there. But externally, for a car that's 10 years old, it's in absolutely lovely condition. So coming to the back of the car now, obviously with the seats down as they are now, you end up with a massive boot. So that's with 5 seats in place. Obviously I'll raise the seats for the rest of the video. So there you can see, rear seats are in place. The only thing we've noticed on this car internally, you've got handles which you kind of easily pull them up with. One on the left there isn't on, it's in the back pocket of one of the front seats, obviously it's come off. You can actually raise it very easily with your hands anyway, it doesn't make any difference, but I'll try and point these things out where I can. Just to show you in the back, obviously rear seats, not been given an awful lot of use, they look absolutely lovely. It's coming into the back, again, loads of room in the back here. And into the front, again, all very clean and tidy. Passenger seat there, in lovely condition. Finally, and on the driver's side, again, all very clean and tidy. So inside the car now, engine's running, this section as always, so I can see you can see the dashboard illuminated. Dash in really nice condition. The only, again, if I'm being critical, got a bit of paint lift just down there. You could easily do it if you want to, but the whole point of these videos is to pick up on anything we possibly can. Obviously we try and make sure that these cars, the non-Hondas, are priced very aggressively to reflect kind of age and mileage, but be below what the market suggests they should be, just to get them off our website really. So, there we are, but it's really, really nice in here. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Vauxhall Zafira, and it's the 1.6 Excite version. There we are. And it is registered WJ61SYW, and with a mileage of just 43,623. The reason we do all of our videos, and especially this road test section, is to ensure that if anyone's looking at this car online, they actually get to see the very car that we're advertising in operation. The reason we feel it's important is basically because we know to our cost. We've been to see so many cars which have looked perfectly good in descriptions and photographs, only to get there and find out that when you drive it, it's got an obvious fault which shows up whilst driving the car. So that's why we do it. We also do it on these very quiet country roads, very close to our premises. This actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, so hopefully then we'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, starts instantly and settles to an absolutely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car for that matter. The engine, in essence, it's quiet, smooth, pulls very well actually. Certainly man enough for the task of pulling the car and people along. Sounds sweet in operation, and so you put your foot down, picks up, goes, so all in fine order. Engine then feeds through into clutch and gearbox. Clutch on the car absolutely perfect, lovely and smooth and positive, and bite point is good as well. The gearbox, again, I can't find any wear in it. The gear change is good, it's solid, mechanical. All the gears engage really nicely. All synchro mesh seems to be all in good order. So, given such a low mileage, you'd expect it to drive well, and it does. It drives it exactly as you expect it should for the mileage. So it pretty much exhibits absolutely no wear at all. Steering on the car is it's always been good on the Zafiras actually. I've always liked the way they've driven. It's got a nice sort of weighting to the steering that makes the car feel nice and planted on the road. It's not over light, which is my pet hate on cars with power steering these days. It makes them devoid of feel, but it tracks dead straight, and there's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit actually, but it feels incredibly tight on the road. The whole car does, as I said. Certainly, regardless of the fact that it's 10 years old, it just feels like a car that's just a few years old in the way it drives. Suspension on the vehicle, and clearly it's a family car that's set up for comfort. It's ironically named Excite because it's not sporty at all, but that's a good thing in a way because it means that it's still comfortable. The ride's very good indeed, very compliant. It deals with kind of pretty much all imperfections very, very well. What it isn't, which is good again, it's not one of these cars where you get kind of a comfortable ride but ends up being kind of slovenly through the corners, and actually goes through the corners very well indeed. Not too much body roll. You don't get sort of great lurching through the corners, so they've done a nice job on it. What I'm particularly interested in on sort of road tests, there's a particularly nasty bump about to go over any second. No, that one. Just listening out basically for any kind of rattles or clonks coming from underneath the car that shouldn't be there, and there's nothing. It's again very, very tight indeed. Just going to give the brakes a bit of a shove, make sure no one's directly behind me. But I know they're good because I did it earlier. But very solid brake pedal on the vehicle. Great initial bite. Absolutely no kind of pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedals. So all in fine order. So coming inside the car, first impressions, it's not been cleaned yet. It's literally just come to us because, as you probably know from our website, we specialise in Japanese cars, predominantly Honda and Lexus. But obviously we take cars in as part exchange, and this one is one of those cars, which is why it's probably cheaper than it would be if it was at a Vauxhall dealership or a Vauxhall specialist. We just like to get them off the website quite quickly, not for snobbish reasons, just because it doesn't fit with kind of our business model for selling Japanese vehicles. But obviously we have to take part exchanges, and obviously it'll be prepared, it'll be cleaned, it'll be checked mechanically prior to sale. But first impressions are, it's been kept very well. There's no squeaks or rattles from the interior, which is a minor miracle given the fact that I've been in a few kind of 7-seaters after a few years, and they can feel a bit sort of rattly and heavily used, but far from it. It's been kept really, really well indeed, and a nice place to sit. You've got brilliant visibility, I have to say, all round the car. You can place the car very easily. It's very confidence inspiring in that sense. Dash is lovely and simple to use. It's again a blessed relief from modern dashboards. Just a big, nice, easy radio, simple air conditioning and ventilation system there. I've just popped it in a warm workshop, and it seemed to pump out nice cold air as well, which is good. Dash in front, just simple, easy, legible dials, nicely presented. All the information's there and all working. Nice leather-bound steering wheel, so perhaps that's the Excite part of the car. Just feels really nice in hand, feels like new to hold, in all honesty. But in essence, very, very nice car. Drives absolutely perfectly, I have to say, can't fault it. As always, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate, do give us a call.